Good morning, dear students. I am Dr. M. Arunakumari, lecturer in Botany at Government Degree College, Puttur, Chittoor district. Today, in this video lesson, let us know about the ecosystem. What is ecosystem? The biotic community, together with the physical environment, forms an interacting system called the ecosystem. A biotic community lives in an environment which provides material, energy requirement, and other living conditions to it. Wadham, in the year 1971, defined the ecosystem is the basic functional unit of nature as it includes both the organisms and its environment, each influencing the properties of the other and both necessary for the survival and maintenance of life. The term ecosystem was introduced by Sir Arthur Tansley in the year 1935. He defined it as the system from all the living and non-living factors of the environment. According to Wadham, in the year 1965, the ecosystem is the basic functional unit of organisms and their interacting with each other and with the environment. Let us know about the types of ecosystem. Ecosystem may be microecosystems as small as drop of pond of water. It may be large as an ocean like macro ecosystems. Ecosystems are classified on the basis of energy flows into natural and man-made ecosystems. There are two types of ecosystems on the basis of energy flows. They are natural ecosystems and man-made ecosystems. What are natural ecosystems? Name itself indicates they are in general depend upon the solar energy utilized by autotrophic plants in the process of photosynthesis for conversion into chemical energy stored in the form of food. Hence, the natural ecosystems operate under natural conditions without human interference. Here, the productivity is low and they usually experience climatic extremes, shortage of nutrients, and so on. Organisms present here exhibit a remarkable adaptability in surviving and carrying out activities under these conditions. These ecosystems also form the main life supporting systems for all organisms by maintaining mineral cycles and providing food, fuel, etc. to mankind. The examples for natural ecosystem are lake, forest, grassland, etc. This is the diagram shown natural ecosystem as forest. Forest is best example for natural ecosystem. What are artificial ecosystems? Artificial ecosystems are maintained by man. The natural balance is regularly distributed by the addition of auxiliary energy. What is auxiliary energy? Here the energy other than solar energy in the form of fertilizers and pesticides. Examples for artificial ecosystems are croplands like maize, wheat, rice, etc. Orchids and aquaria are also examples of artificial ecosystems. Ecosystems can be classified as follows. Ecosystems are of two types, natural ecosystem and artificial ecosystem, as I have already said. Natural ecosystems again divided into two. They are terrestrial and aquatic. Terrestrial means the ecosystem present on the land. Examples for these terrestrial ecosystems are forest, grassland, desert. And aquatic ecosystems are the ecosystems that are present in the form of water. Again divided into two, freshwater and marine water. Freshwater ecosystems are again divided into two types, lentic and lotic. What is lentic? That is standing water. Examples for this lentic ecosystems are lake, pond, ditch, swamp, etc. Lotic means running water, flowing water. Examples for this are a river, spring, stream, etc. So aquatic is divided into two, that is freshwater. The second one is marine. Marine examples for this are ocean and sea. So this is the natural ecosystem types. And artificial ecosystems are again divided into two. They are croplands and orchards. Here we can see the example for artificial ecosystem, that is aquarium is best example for artificial ecosystem, and it is maintained by the man purely. Now let us know about ecosystem components. An ecosystem consists of two types of components. They are biotic and abiotic components. The biotic components include all types of living organisms. Biotic means living. So they are distinguished into two types, autotrophs and heterotrophs. Heterotrophs are again of two types. They are consumers and decomposers. Consumers may be herbivores and carnivores. Different biotic components are connected through food and other relations. The autotrophs, the name itself indicates, they synthesize food from inorganic raw materials. Therefore, autotrophs are called producers. The abiotic components include non-living substances and physical factors of the environment. So abiotic means non-living components. Structurally, the abiotic component consists of three substances. One is climatic regimes. For example, of these are precipitation, temperature, light, and physical factors. Second substances are inorganic substances. Elements such as carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, phosphorus, sulfur, etc. involved in material cycles. The third one are organic substances. They are carbon, proteins, lipids, and humic substances that link the abiotic components with biotic components. What are biotic components? A large number of individuals belonging to different species which adjust, adapt, interact with each other, share the same general environment, and use the same resources from the biotic component of an ecosystem. The amount of living matter present in an ecosystem is called biomass. The biotic component is further classified depending on their nutritional relationships. Biotic components are divided into two, autotrophic they are also called producers. Second are heterotrophic, they are also called consumers. Autotrophic producers are only one and only the green plants. Heterotrophic, they are consumers again divided into two. Macro consumers, micro consumers. Macro consumers again divided into three types. They are primary consumers, secondary consumers, tertiary consumers. Micro consumers are again divided into two. They are decomposers and transformers. Here in this picture, we can observe the nutritional relationships among different biotic components of an ecosystem. Here, a community of plants depend on sunlight for energy. Water and mineral nutrients come from soil. Atmosphere provides carbon dioxide. It is on the organic matter produced by green plants that herbivores live, grow and build up animal communities. Here we can observe the carnivores depend for their food supply on the herbivores. Here the lion is the carnivore, herbivore is rabbit. Man, an omnivorous animal, depends both on plants and animals for its food requirements. That's why man is called omnivorous animal. So this is the clear picture shows the nutritional relationships among different biotic components of an ecosystem. Let us know about the components one by one. Producers first. These are green plants having chlorophyll. They manufacture energy-rich food materials by photosynthesis. That's why they are called autotrophs. They convert the radiant energy of sun into potential chemical energy. The organic compounds synthesized by the producers are utilized in their body building and liberation of energy for their food and energy requirements. A variety of photosynthetic bacteria, chemosynthetic bacteria, and photosynthetic protozoa also produce organic substances in terrestrial and aquatic habitats, though in very small amounts. In terrestrial ecosystems, that means the ecosystems that are present on the land, the autotrophs are usually rooted plants. They are of again three types. They may be herbs, shrubs, and trees. Whereas in deep aquatic ecosystems, phytoplanktons are the major autotrophs. Whereas in shallow waters, rooted plants called macrophytes are the dominant producers. Examples for these are Nymphia, Neelambo, Hydrilla, Victoria, Typha, etc. are examples. That's about the producers. Now let us know about consumers. Consumers are those living organisms that ingest and swallow their food, hence they are called heterotrophs. They divide their food directly or indirectly from producers or green plants. The vast majority of consumers are animals. So, consumers are of two types. They are herbivores and carnivores. What are herbivores? They feed directly on plants. They are also called primary consumers. For example, grasshopper, deer, rabbits, goat, cattle, etc. are some herbivores of a terrestrial ecosystem. Protozoans, mollusks, crustaceans, etc. are some herbivores of an aquatic ecosystem. So these are about herbivores. What are carnivores? These are animals which feed or prey upon other animals. The carnivores which feed upon herbivores are called primary carnivores. They are also called second order consumers. Examples for primary carnivores are frogs, birds, fox, cat, etc. The animals which feed or prey upon primary carnivores are called secondary consumers. They are also called third order consumers. Examples for secondary consumers are owl, peacock, tiger, lion, etc. Secondary consumers are preyed upon by some larger carnivores. They are called tertiary consumers, and so on. So, the carnivores are of three types: primary carnivores, secondary carnivores, and tertiary carnivores. The larger carnivores, such as lion, tiger, etc., which cannot be preyed upon, further occupy top position, and they are called top carnivores. The consumer animals ingest plant products or other organic materials as food. They break them in their digestion process and produce new types organic materials like protein and animal tissues. Based on this concept, the green plants are called primary producers and the heterotrophic organisms as the secondary producers. And the components, the third component is decomposers. They are saprophytic microorganisms such as bacteria and fungi. They obtain their food from dead bodies of producers, that is from plants, and consumers, that is from animals, and their organic waste. They break down the complete organic compounds into simple and soluble compounds. Hence, they are called micro consumers because of their small size. The role of decomposers is very important in an ecosystem, for without their activity, the entire cycle of minerals will get blocked. So, this is about the components of ecosystem. So, that's about the ecosystem. Definitions said by different authors, types of ecosystem and ecosystem components. Thank you dear students.